Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for our prayer.
Lord, you are good. And with this in mind, we each pray for and lift up our local leadership for your blessing and gracious intervention. In appreciation of their service and responsibilities, we ask you to meet their needs and the needs of their families. We thank you that they serve the people of our city. I pray that you would give them strength to address the needs of our community. I seek your blessing and favor on Guthrie, Oklahoma. May we be an example and light to the communities around us in unity, cooperation, and seeking to help our citizenry. Thank you for your good and gracious favor, which you bestow willingly on us as we seek you in prayer. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Frank.
Well done.
Call to order our Guthrie Public Works Authority meeting of November 21st. Second item on the agenda is public comments, community announcements, recognitions. Jesse, do we have anything? No, we do not. Third item is our consent agenda, items A through F. A is the approval of the Guthrie Public Works Authority minutes of November 7th. B is the approval of payment to Myers Engineering for invoice number 216002-58 in the amount of $13,532.40 for services provided for the wastewater treatment plant. C is the approval of payment to Metco for invoice number 16042C and 16143C in the amount of $3,944.95 for material testing services for the wastewater treatment plant. D is the approval of payment to Young Contracting for pay application 27 in the amount of $10,712.10 for work completed on Section B lift station for the wastewater treatment plant. E is the approval of payment to HCCCO, pay application number 31 in the amount of $200,715.26 for Section A, again, wastewater treatment plant. And F is the approval of change order number 2 to D. Owens Construction for the fire hydrant replacement project, actually decreasing the original contract by $20,430. I'll entertain a motion then to approve consent agenda items A through F.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Submit your votes, please.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous or no? Unanimous approval of those present to approve the consent agenda items A through F. Item number 4, discussion and possible action to award bid number 2023-04, water main replacement project to Southwest Water Works for Section A, Magnolia Court, Section B, 15th Street from Harrison to Cleveland, Section C, Oak Street, and Section D, across Bird Creek, and actually Section E, 5th Street, across Cottonwood Creek, in the amount of $1,745,286. Tenny.
Yes, Mayor, Council. I won't go through the whole list of lines again here. 2 bids were received, and Southwest Waterworks was our lowest bid. Southwest Waterworks, $1,745,286. And other bid was Miller Tippins Construction out of Oklahoma City, and they were $2,083,389.50. Myers Engineering has reviewed the bids and recommends awarding to Southwest Waterworks.
Will there be any fishing on 5th Street?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeff Chapel seems to catch
I'm going to make a
all the
motion
fish
to
down there.
approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Submit your votes.
I had to throw that out there.
All votes are in.
See your votes. Unanimous approval from those present then to approve the awarding of bid number 2023-04 to Southwest Waterworks for the water main replacement projects as stated. Item number 5, discussion and possible action to award bid number 2023-05 to Slatterly Construction for lift station number 4 for $264,139. Tenny?
Again, this is retrofit to our lift station number 4 out west of town. This will be to upgrades for help with Cotterill School, the growth of Cotterill School on this lift station. We had 5 bids received. Slattery Construction was our lowest bid, received at $264,139. Again, Myers Engineering has reviewed the bids and recommended awarding to Slattery Construction.
Any questions of Tenny? Okay, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
And we have a second? I'll second it. A motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval from those present then to award bid number 2023-05 to Slattery Construction in the amount of $264,139 for a lift station. That being the last item on our Public Works Authority meeting, it is adjourned. I call to order our City Council meeting of November 21st. Second item on the agenda is consent agenda items A through C. A is the approval of the City Council minutes of November 7th. B is the approval of the special City Council retreat minutes of July 18th. And C is to approve declaring select property identified, actually it's identified as a truck, an ice maker, and a short telephone. Identifying these as has reached their useful life and become obsolete, and want to declare them as surplus property as allowed by the Deputy City Clerk. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Submit your votes.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval then to identify, or those 3 items as identified, to reflect them as surplus property and allow the Deputy City Clerk to dispose. Item number 3, discussion and possible action to accept the Street Committee's recommendation to deny stop signs as requested in various wards. Councilman Taylor, I guess you're chairing that, or?
Well, yes.
Okay.
We've got about, what was it, 10? Did we have, what, 8 or 9 stop signs, I believe? 5, okay. And basically, there's not that much traffic. He had the police come out and do a traffic count. I think he pulled some stuff from you guys. There's nothing there. We have one, though, that we're gonna probably do I think we said maybe putting up a temporary one, we just roll it out and set it up during home games. And that's the ones behind the sheriff's department. So, but other than that, we don't need to do any other new stop signs.
Okay.
If there's any questions, I'll answer.
Any questions from the council?
I do, Jeff. You're saying that you're making it to where people cannot request to put a stop sign out?
No, we don't. because-
No, there were a few requests that were made,
Right.
and that after reviewing the
Right.
situations, we decided that they weren't necessary.
Yeah. And using whether.
There were a couple that we thought were necessary, but not necessarily permanently, like over behind the sheriff's station.
Department,
We were
yeah.
talking about putting out rollout ones there during home games and stuff like that with it, because it does get tight down in there with all the parking.
Gotcha.
Homecoming was really bad this year, so I understand their complaints, and we're trying to work around them.
What about, did you guys ever review the one for the private school over there by the temple on Drexel?
Yeah, yes, we did.
Thank you.
Maybe I can answer your questions here. So yeah, Harrison and Drexel, we had a request for a 4-way stop sign at that location. Staff reviewed multiple different studies, 24-hour traffic counts. We take in consideration your speed. We get with our police department for recent accident reports on a yearly study. We review for, what site restrictions, things like that. What is maybe demographically in the area that could create additional foot traffic. All of those type of things are taken in consideration. That specific location, we've got a through street. Harrison's considered a through street, so we really don't like to stop traffic on a through street like that. I believe staff has visited with the individual and the school, the private school, and has come to an agreement that possibly looking at a similar situation like what the school does out on the state highway out west of town, having a traffic guard with
Crossing
a
guard.
paddle, stop paddle whenever they're actually crossing Harrison to go over to play at the temple.
Okay. Well,
And
that,
if they just slow down and, 25 miles an hour, I mean, if you slow down, that'll help a lot, alleviate a lot of problems. Everybody flies up and down the road, but if you've got fire or if the police needs to go up Harrison, that's the real reason why they don't want to block it off, because you'd have to start, stop, get down.
Okay.
Something like that.
well, as long as there's a,
We've visited with the applicant, the
yeah, as long as
requester.
there's the stop sign, paddle and stuff like that, I
So-
think that's more than sufficient. It's just, there's what we're talking about, guys, is there's Jim knows because he's on it, but on the southeast side of the Temple corner, kids cross the street over there to play from that private school in Drexel. And so they had just reached out and requested that there could be a stop sign there for the kids crossing the street. But if they're going to go over the recess and there's somebody with a paddle, that's more than sufficient, I think, as long as that happens, I mean.
Just to be clear, we'll provide the paddle, the stop sign paddle, and a vest. We won't provide a crossing guard. So just,
Okay, yeah.
just, okay. Just
But
want
they
to
have the
make sure.
authority to do so and all that, right?
Right.
Okay, right. Okay.
No different than what happens over at Cotterell School. The school has a crossing guard out there, walks out in the middle of the state highway when kids come up there and they're crossing,
Okay.
keep them safe, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Any other questions of Tenny or Councilman Taylor? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second?
And a second. A motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval from all those present then to approve the street committee's recommendation from citizens concerning 5 locations for stop signs. Item number 4, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 pickup for the Guthrie Edmond Regional Airport in the amount of $46,999.
Mayor, Director Young could not be here this evening. He's feeling ill, under the weather.
Okay?
This item was prepared and followed the purchasing policy of the city of Guthrie. 3 quotes on the vehicle. Because it is a used vehicle, we compared 3 similar vehicles in quote. This was presented to the airport board. Airport board recommended unanimous approval of purchasing this truck. So
Okay? All right.
Is this a crew cab too?
it is.
Good.
Yes, sir.
It'll be easier to haul things in and all. Okay, great.
And the reason for the used vehicle purchase, we know the situation with the new vehicles and getting the state bid pricing. As you are well aware, the lead time, and what you're going to find out here in just a minute from the fire chief, 12 to 14 months.
So they haven't had a truck in the past, have they?
They have a single cab pickup that they utilize mostly for maintenance. It's not necessarily ideal for site visits or Aeronautics Commission, Department of Aerospace and Aviation to come out and visit. So we'll retain the truck for maintenance. This will be more for doing business, professional business.
Okay, all right. Very good. Any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second motion and a second? Any other discussion? Submit your votes.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval from those present then to approve the purchase of a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado in the amount of $46,999. Item number 5, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of Ford chassis and remounting a box from a 2013 Dodge Ram onto that new chassis to a cost not to exceed $257,752. Chief?
Mayor and council, myself and Eddie met with the EMS board a couple of weeks ago, and I've been working with Pinnacle who does the remounts for ambulances. They got us a quote for a brand-new ambulance, and bumper to bumper, it was going to cost $417,000. They gave us one other quote that was $390,000. So we also looked into remounting an ambulance, which is Medic 2. It's the oldest in our fleet right now. It's got 228,000 miles, and basically what they do, basically what they do is take the box off the current Medic unit and place it on a new chassis. It basically gives us a brand new ambulance. They tear it down and replenish.
So the box is fine.
So the box is fine, yes. They'll strip it, put new insides on it, basically repaint it, do everything. So we're basically getting a new ambulance.
Yeah.
And they quoted that for $257,000. And whenever we met with the 522 District Board, they agreed to lease purchase the ambulance from the city. So they're going to reimburse the cost, which I think they've been doing with the last two newest Fords, and those are due to be paid off in 2025. And by the time we were able to get this remount, it's going to be that time.
Yeah.
Because the chassis is anywhere, the guy from Pinnacle sent me a letter, said that the chassis is anywhere from 6 months to a year out from getting, and then the remount process is another 4 months. So we're looking at over a year to get the ambulance anyways.
Wow.
So the total cost of it, though, is basically a reimbursement from the EMS district fund.
Correct. They pay that monthly back to the city.
Over a 5-year term. So,
Okay.
so you'll see, once we actually receive that unit, you'll see an agreement between the city of Guthrie that we'll ask the council to approve, and also the EMS board to reimburse us. So we'll pay it up front, and then they'll pay us back.
And we've done
over the
that in
term.
the past.
Yes.
So, motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Is there anything that, can the old chassis be used for anything?
That chassis is about to.
Just shot.
How many miles
Just
are on that
waste.
unit, Chief?
228,000.
So
And
scrap,
those are not in
okay.
kind, 228,000.
All right.
Scrap steel.
All right.
Logan County Road.
Submit your votes, please.
Yes, sir.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval from all those present then to move forward with the purchase of a Ford chassis and remounting a box from an old Medic 2 for the tune of $257,752. Thank you, Chief. Item number 6, discussion and possible action to authorize the fire department to purchase a 2024, thought that was a typo originally, 2024 F550 crew cab chassis, again using Logan County Rural Fire tax funds.
So Mayor and Council, this is Rescue 2. We have a 2002 F450 currently. It's got 80,000 miles. This truck was purchased from Edmond Fire Department. It was retired from their frontline service as a brush pumper, and we kind of utilized it and turned it into a light-duty rescue truck. This truck runs on every in-town EMS call inside our city limits to help our ambulance with staffing or manpower. So now we are looking to replace that truck because it's exceeded its value. We've got a wire hanging up our emergency brake just so it keeps from coming on, the door doesn't shut.
What's the problem?
So we are looking to use.
It's working, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're looking to use our Logan County funds to purchase this chassis. Again, it's anywhere from 6 months to a year out. So by the time that truck gets here, we'll replenish our money with county and be able to outfit the truck.
Is there a price on, we don't know the price on.
The price was attached
I didn't.
is $59,000.
So, Mayor,
State contract.
Mayor and Council, for clarification, this item is the opposite of what we just did. So the county will actually pay, the county's actually already paid for this item. County commissioners have approved. And so our purchasing policy states that if any of our department, regardless of where you're at in the city, if you spend anybody's funds, this board has to approve it. So there's no expenditure on the city of Guthrie. It is purely to Logan County. We just need your blessing to do so.
So moved. Second.
Can we do more of these? Just saying.
We'll get the fire chief on
Yeah, I
that.
get that.
How about a ladder truck or something like that,
Yeah,
too? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Submit your votes, please.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval of all those present then to approve the purchase of the, or approve the fire department purchase of a 2024 F-550 crew cab, utilizing Logan County Rural Fire Tax Funds. Item number 7, discussion possible action to award CDBG window replacement contract to ATG Construction in the amount of $12,160. This is a grant that has been written. Eddie? Or who
I'll
wants
defer to
take that?
Jessie if
Jessie, I
she'd
guess
like
you're
to take it.
listed.
Yeah, I am listening. So we pulled this item from the last agenda because we wanted to make sure that we were very thorough, because this is a grant. We wanted to make sure that our contractor was ready and had their application into sam.gov. That has been done, and so we are just waiting on a response from that. As soon as we get that, our grant writer will give us the go-ahead. So when that happens, there won't be another council meeting. So this is my opportunity to get approval to get that contract approved by you guys.
Because we do have a short window, it's got to be done.
We do, yeah. The deadline is January 16th, 2024. They have to be fully installed.
And we've ordered the windows.
Yes, we have.
So
Yep.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes.
All votes are in.
See the votes. Unanimous approval from all those present then to award the CDBG window replacement contract to ATG Construction in the amount of $12,160. Item number 8, discussion and possible action to award a bid for the partial abatement of property located at 3620 South Division, which is Morgan's Auto World. Dan?
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. As indicated, this is a action to award a bid. Down on the south side, Morgan's Auto World, I think everybody's familiar with that property. We have given the property owner the legal time and legal notices to remedy the property, which they have not. So we're looking to move forward to abate at least a portion of the property. If anybody's been out there, they can see that it's quite an enormous area that encompasses this. So staff felt that at this point, if we could at least get the most visible part, which is basically in front of the building, get the vehicles out of there and all the junk, we at least have made a step in the right direction, and again, some visibility or better visibility for that. We still obviously plan on working to look at options for further abatement of the property as we go on. Eddie and I have talked about some things, and I'm sure we'll be talking more with that. But again, at this point, it would be just for the portion that's in front of the building as you see along Division. We did go out to 3 companies for bids. 2 of them returned bids. We went out to MK Excavation, which is out of Stillwater, Midwest Wrecking, who we worked a lot with, and K&M Wrecking. Like I said, 2 came back, MK Excavation and Midwest. The low bid was $49,500. The planning department's abatement budget for the year is $45,000. We've already expended some of that. But if we were to use the remaining, it would basically negate any movement forward with our dilapidated structures program that we have. So we'd be looking for all this to come out of unbudgeted funds in that. So with that, I'll give it back to the council if you have any questions.
Questions from the council?
On the other side of the road he's got some property over there too.
Yes, he
or has
does.
sold that?
I would,
Has he sold that? Or
just a moment, Counselor. I would caution discussing a code enforcement case in these chambers. This item is purely related to the
That's
abatement.
true.
And we need to
Thank you,
stick to
Eddie.
that, please.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the council concerning this partial abatement?
Can we ask about do we need to come up with some additional funding for that or not?
No, this is coming out of budgeted.
Unbudgeted.
funds.
Unbudgeted, yeah. We'll, later on down the road, we'll have where we do the actual transfer and that at the end of the year and that, so, yeah.
I'll
So-
make the motion.
The approval of this item would then subsequently bring a budget transfer. As you all know, we'll bring that to you towards the end of the year. It's obviously, this property is going to take some additional funds, so be prepared for that. But that's the conclusion of our report.
So, go ahead.
No, you go.
If we are investing $49,000 in this partial abatement, is there any return on that investment other than obviously cleaning up the site, which is
Yeah, I
significant?
mean, it will go as a lien on the property, just like we have any other code enforcement action where we do an abatement, just like tall grass or anything.
All right.
So there is down the road the potential, if the property were to sell, then yes, we would get that. But of course, there's no time frame. That could
Okay.
be 10 years, it could be a year.
So an official lien is put on the
Yes,
property?
yes, it does. Yep.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other? Submit your votes.
You'll
I
second?
did-
I'll second it if you
Second.
I'm
didn't.
sorry. I thought I heard a second
Jim
back
Case?
here.
I'll second it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Councilman Case seconded that.
All votes are in?
Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval then from all those present to move forward with the award of a bid for $49,500 for the partial abatement of property at 3620 South Division. The property facing, the partial abatement is the property facing Division. Item number 9, City Manager Report.
Yes,
Eddie.
Mayor and Council, thank you, sir. Want to take a moment to brag on both the Public Works Department and the Fire Department. As you well know, last Thursday, they had call after call after call. And so our guys not only went from one call to the next, they were dividing and conquering. Tenny sent his crew out to assist with fires. I saw Tenny himself doing traffic control. I think that's worthy of an applause by this council and our folks. And I'll say, not only to the chief, but I know we have several employees who watch and they appreciate the city council and your support. So thank you for that. Moving on, the Christmas season, as you've seen in the downtown area, is in full force. We've got several events coming up, several lighted structures in the area as well that are coming online. Coming up on Saturday, this Saturday, will be the Territorial Christmas Parade. That will take place beginning at 6 p.m. In addition to that, Very Merry Guthrie Christmas. They've worked hard to transform the Cottonwood Flats into their celebration. Their lighted Christmas cruise will take place on Saturday, December 16th at 7 p.m. The city has contracted to take care of lighting the downtown poles. So every downtown fixture that you'll see, there's a total of 64 light poles that will be wrapped in lit garland, and we'll also have a lit wreath. In addition to that, we will be decorating City Hall, the Police Department. The shops area has already been decorated by Tammy Riggs, so we thank her for that. So, we're one step closer to the finalization of the water line installation on South Division. I'll brag on Tenny's guys once again. Due to supply chain issues, we had a hole in the Hoboken parking lot, which is actually the remainder of what would be Vilas. Our guys got those parts in as soon as they could and got that water line repaired. We did have our holiday luncheon last Friday, well-attended first Thanksgiving luncheon we've had here as a staff, to my knowledge. So staff had mentioned that's not happened in the past. And last couple quick things. The CIP task force, many of you know we've spoke. We did meet last night. A lot of good conversation, good questions. We're going to meet again next Monday and then again the following Monday. So the city council can expect an update from that committee. The committee will select a person to come in person December 5th and provide an update as to their recommendations at the regular city council meeting. State of the City Luncheon is scheduled for December 14th at Meridian Tech. If you are planning to attend, please let either myself or Kim know. We'll take care of your reservation. And then last but not least, have a happy Thanksgiving. That's all I got for you.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Eddie. Item number 10, comments from City Council. Vice Mayor Guthrie.
I just want to wish the citizens and the staff a happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, Councilman Rob?
I had some citizens reach out about some of the construction still on Division, and they got back to me, Tenny, and they are very pleased with the work you guys did on the water main, so thank you for that.
Councilman Case?
I also have had some citizens get in touch with me on some different issues, and I've sent them to Eddie, and he's taken care of them that day. So, you know, it's really pretty cool. It's really
I'm not
pretty cool.
quite as busy as the fire department, but close, close.
That said, I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving and gets home safe.
Okay. Councilman Taylor?
Yes, have a happy Thanksgiving, staff, and especially the fire department. After watching all the stuff I saw last Thursday, everybody was involved in it. I really appreciate that, and I've had people in the city ask me about it, and I told them, and they said, wow. So I once again, thank you guys, I appreciate it. That's it, Mayor.
Councilman Guthrie?
Yeah, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving as well, and you guys do an awesome job, and good job on the ambulance. That saves us some money. I do want to, I was contacted after our last meeting by one of my constituents, and justifiably scolded pretty well. I didn't realize it until I went back and watched the video, but apparently I referred to, in a disrespectful manner, one of our citizens by their last name I shouldn't have, and that's Dr. Simpson. I wanted to apologize to him for that, and the citizens, because I shouldn't. Sometimes I get a little maybe too involved in some of the issues that we have and take it a little bit too personal and shouldn't. But I did want to apologize to Dr. Simpson. I never meant any disrespect, period. I didn't, but I should have never referred to him by his last name. So that's it for me.
Well played.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
played.
Obviously, congratulations to a lot of things going on in our community. We've talked about the police and fire department responding, but you know, I think our student athletes in our high school, you know, we all here in Oklahoma, the football team is usually has the spotlight on it. But we've got stellar outcomes in cross country, both girls and boys, men and women. We've got some stellar things that are happening with FFA and the national champions in animal judging contest. I'm not exactly sure how that all transpires, but in national competition, I mean, they're right there. So just, I think sometimes we tend to focus maybe a little bit on the football or the basketball, but there's a lot of great things that are happening in the band. I'm a band geek. Well, I'm a band geek grandparent. But you know, the band kids too. They're out there working their tails off, and so. Lots of kids involved with a lot of things, including academics, which they're stellar at, that I think we should be appreciative of and thankful for. Also, on a thank you note, all those that were involved with the various Veteran Day programs here in the community, thank you very much for recognizing a very special group of women and men who we call veterans. Appreciate that very much. And a special shout out, Eddie, you mentioned the lighting of the buildings. You know, part of the picture of Guthrie on many magazines is how we as a community, our buildings are lit up during Territorial Christmas. And some of that has faded in recent years. And just a shout out to the Territorial Christmas Foundation and to John Pagodas for being the spark plug that's moving to get the building owners and participants back to having all of those buildings lighted for the Territorial Christmas. So we'll get there. We'll get there. I think it's a special thing, and I think people that come to our Territorial Christmas, that's one of the things they always talk about is the lighting of the of the buildings. So we'll be back there. So again, join everybody else in wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Oh, General Daniels, did you mention General Daniels Thanksgiving? Free Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving at the American Legion. Starts at 11:30. And if you want to come and volunteer to help, I know they'll do that. If you need a hot meal, come, or they'll even deliver. A wonderful thing that the General Daniels tradition has done, I think, for 16 years. Jim, I think I'm through. I think I'm through.
Well, we didn't hear the hammer.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned.
All right.